Hello, my name is Kim Song-min, and today I'm going to talk about what is air pollution, how severe it is, and how can we deal with it. So moving on. Before the pandemic, South Koreans were already using masks on a daily basis under concern of air pollution, specifically nanodust particles, which are known to cause health complications moving on. But as it turns out, air pollution has a long and unhealthy history which traces back to as recently as the Industrial Revolution. Although, as mentioned beforehand, there were lots of air pollution throughout history, but none were as severe as the ones the Industrial Revolution kicked into play. So, what is air pollution exactly? Air pollution refers to the release of toxic chemicals or pollutants into the air, which are harmful to the environment and living organisms that inhabit them. These pollutants are a mixture of both solid particles and gases that are usually derivatives and or byproducts of fossil fuel related chemical processes. The CDC has classified chemicals such as carbon monoxide, lead, nitrogen oxide, and sulfur dioxides as the most distinctive and abundant air pollutants that are pumped into our atmosphere on a daily basis. The matter in which these chemicals are released into our atmosphere can be classified into two distinctive groups: industrial pollutants such as sulfur, lead as a byproduct of industrial processing, and domestic pollutants such as dust and carbon monoxide from daily activities such as car emissions. The important thing to note is that all of these pollutants mentioned above cause respiratory complications within the human body, generally. But some pollutants, such as arsenic, nickel, and chromium metals in their ionized suspended state, are known to be carcinogenic. This then brings us to the next point. How exactly does these pollutants affect the environment exactly? Well, unlike the oversimplified discussion above regarding how it affects the human body, it's pretty straightforward really. All these pollutants mostly end up in a suspended state in the atmosphere, causing phenomena such as acid rain, smog, and ozone depletion. This then causes various environmental issues under the general context we all know as global warming. It is known that a part of it settles back onto the Earth's surface and gets accumulated within the environment, because, they don't have anywhere else to go, do they? This accumulation is especially critical towards aquatic habitats because it disrupts the water's chemical equilibrium and in turn causes direct biological harm towards aquatic wildlife by causing phenomena such as eutrophication. This phenomenon refers to the mass blooming of algae, which depletes fish and aquatic plants. So then, now that we know how serious of a matter this is, how exactly do we deal with it? Since we've learned that the main causes for air pollution can be narrowed down into industrial scale processes and carbon emission from cars, with the help of a bit of science, we can find out that fossil fuel related industries, whether it be processing or refining, accounts for up to 70% of air pollutant producing industrial processes, with carbon emission from cars making up around 80% of domestic carbon emissions. So to solve this problem, the bottom line is we need to decrease the overall consumption of fossil fuels by all means. Individually, we can do this by taking the public transport rather than our own cars to save up on fuel. On a larger scale, we can just decrease the demand for such fossil fuel related products such as plastics. Also, we as science and engineering majors, assuming most of you are, can also contribute by working on alternative clean energy sources, or at the very least, support the continued development of it. And hey, if you make a breakthrough in that department, know what I mean, right? To conclude, one last thing that I hope you all take away from this short, underfunded educational video is to help raise awareness regarding the severity of air pollution to the general population. A lot of advocates for a greener earth always struggle to make a difference due to this matter not being taken as seriously as it should. Well then, that's about wraps up my presentation. I really hope that this has been helpful to you, and I really do hope that through this video, we can actually help make a difference. Thank you.